Hey guys, Linda here. Welcome back to Adore. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. Happy Sunday. Coming to you today with a reading update. I'm not going to do any August. I didn't do an August wrap up. So I think I mentioned that I'm going to wait till the end of September because I didn't start reading in August, like to the middle of August. So I didn't do a wrap up. So I'll do an August and September wrap up at the end of this month. Just doing a reading update, letting you know what I've read so far. First up, I have, if you can see it here, Trials of Sunflower. This was on, I think the female name is Izza. I think her name is Isadora, but they call her Izza. And John Stone, and they call him Junior. These two characters were from the first two books. I mentioned the first two books in this series. I'll put the name of the first two books down below. I'll put that whole series down below if you want to go check it out. And it's the Bloom series. These two characters was mentioned in the first and second book, so I really wanted to read their story. Like I said, this is on Issa and John or Junior. They knew each other as kids, and she had a crush on him when she was little because they were always hanging out, and she was like a tomboy. They were always wrestling and playing together. And then she started having feelings for him. And then as she got older, he started having feelings for her, but they never did do anything about it. And she went away to, and this is historical. It's set in the West. She went away to school. Her family sent her away to school. She went away to school. So when her and Junior meet again is when her brother, because her brother sends Junior, because Junior and her brother were friends or really good friends. So Junior is sent by her brother to come pick her up from school because she's going home for vacation for the winter. But she got it planned that she's not going to go back to school because she wanted to travel. She wanted to travel the world. And, you know, back in them days, female didn't travel the world too much. So she haven't told her family yet that she's planning on doing a lot of traveling because while she was in school, she's really, really smart. So she would dress up she had a friend she met this guy at school. And they became really, really good friends. And she would dress up as a guy, and him and her would go and gamble. So she done won a lot of money gambling. And like I said, she's really, really good in math. And she was counting cards. But I guess back in them days, you didn't call them counting cards. But she was really, really good at playing cards. So that's how she made a lot of money. So she got plans to travel, but she haven't told her family. So her and Junior end up going on this road trip back home because at first they're supposed to get on the train, but she buys a horse that when she tried to put him on the train, that horse started acting crazy because he don't want to get on the train. So her and Junior ends up traveling back home by themselves. They don't go on the train. They end up riding their horses and going back home because both of them are from the same place, and it's just about them getting to know each other all over again. Because she thought she had got over her feelings for him when she was younger. You know, that was just puppy love or whatever. But as they travel back home, kind of like a road trip, as they travel back home, she started getting those feelings again, and of course, he's getting feelings too, catching feelings too. And it's going to go from there because Junior used to be a Texas Ranger, and something happened, really, really bad happened. And he hasn't told his family about that either. So she got something she wanted to tell the family, and he has something that he needs to tell the family too. And they just end up getting to know each other again and falling for each other. And then they're going to end up sneaking around because Junior don't want to tell her brother, and she don't want to tell her brother either that they're liking each other because they think he's gonna get mad or whatever. But they start sneaking around, and then they're gonna come to a head. But I really, really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. I didn't like it better than I liked the first 2 books, but I enjoyed their story. I give it a 4 star. And this is book number 5 in the Royal series. There are 5 books in that series and a novella. The first 3 books are going to be on the second oldest brother. I read those 3. I enjoyed them, but it wasn't nothing I want to read again. I think I gave those to one of my subscribers on here. I think I gave the first 3 books away. They were okay. I enjoyed them, but I enjoyed the 4th book, which was on this character in this book. It's Eastern Royal. I enjoyed that a little bit more, and that was Fallen Heir. Here's the 4th book. You can see these are not the same. So I read this. I really, really enjoyed it. I read this a long time ago. I really enjoyed it. And I totally forgot that there was supposed to be a fifth book coming out. I guess it took too long for it to come out, and I totally forgot it. And I was looking on on Amazon one day, and then I saw they said this book was out, and plus it got published. The original one, and that's when I saw Crack King. I was like, I never read that last book in the series. I was like, let me go and get this. I didn't go back and read this. No, I didn't. I kind of remember it. I know it was a cliffhanger. So in this one, it started from the cliffhanger because where the female name is Harley Wright, and the third oldest brother. This is the last two books are going to be on the third oldest brother, and then there are also a set of twins. I don't know if those twins are going to get a story, but I know that Erin Watt did go back and write a story for the older brother, because like I said, the first three books are going to be on the second older brother. They never did. You could hear you heard about the older brother in the first three books, but you never they never did do a story. So I guess people wanted his story, so they did a novella. And what's the novella called? Let me see. I think I wrote it down over here somewhere. It's called, I thought I had wrote it down, Tarnished Crown. And it's just a novella. It got it's only 171 pages, and it's on the older brother if you want to check that out. But I did finish Crack, and so I went ahead and put this on my TBR, Crack Kingdom, and this is the fifth book in the Royal series. And like I said, it's the continuation of book number 4 on Harley Wright and Eastern Royal. I gave this a 3-star. I guess if I had read them together, maybe it would have been I would have liked it more, because I really did enjoy this one. I gave this a 4-star because this is on them meeting each other, and I really enjoyed this. But this is just continuation of, like I said, this one end on a cliffhanger of an accident, and the accident involved Harley and Easton twin brothers. They end up in an accident, and I think it was the twins' fault because they were speeding around a curve, and I think Harley and Easton had got into it, and she ran off and got in her car, and she took off driving, and she was going around this curve, and her and the twins had an accident. So one of the twins is going to end up in a coma in the hospital, and Hartley is going to be at the hospital, but she don't think anything's wrong with her, and then she going to end up passing out at the hospital, and when she come back, when she finally wakes up, she going to be done lost her memory. So it's going to be about Harley losing her memory and all the trauma and stuff that she don't remember that happened in Fallen Heir, because she had fell out with her family. In Fallen Heir, she was on her own. She didn't have any contact with her family because they had a falling out. So in this one, it's gonna be her trying to figure out, who she is, and trying to get her memory back, and because she can't remember Easton either. And that's what my problem with this. I wanted more of her when she lost her memory. I wanted more of her dealing with her memory, because looked like her and Easton just got back together. You don't even remember this guy. How are you going to get back with him so quick? There was a little time where they weren't together, but it just seemed like it was too quick, because this is only, how many pages in this book? 300 and some pages. And it was dealing with a lot. It was dealing with his twin, the twin brother that was in a coma. When he finally wakes up, he going to have a problem with Easton still trying to go with Harley. That going to be something going on. And then it's going to be by Hartley moving back, because nobody because I was like, why Easton didn't tell her she wasn't living with, she had a falling out with her family. I guess they didn't want to, well, the problem was the doctor here was saying that, don't tell her stuff, so maybe that's why he didn't tell her. But she's going to end up moving back in with her family. She's going to find out that her mom and dad just done closed her apartment up, and they didn't even tell her that she was, since she couldn't remember, her family didn't even tell her that she had moved out or anything. They didn't want to they tried to act like nothing had went on, why they had a falling out. They was just acting like nothing had went on. But you can tell that there was tension in the house. She could tell that there was tension in the house and what was going on. But it just seemed like it was moving really, really too fast, and there was a lot going on, because then she's going to try to find out why there's a lot of tension in the house. She can't, and she got a sister living there too, and she has the older sister that has moved out, and she don't live there, so she don't get along. She's not getting along with her younger sister, because she's mad at her because she left a long time ago, but Harley don't remember none of this. So she's trying to figure out why is her sister mad at her, and why is her older sister acting crazy too. She don't talk to her either when she come over. So it's a lot going on in this book book that yeah, I just needed more, and I needed more of Harley and Easton kind of falling back in love with each other, but you didn't get there because it's like a whole new relationship because she couldn't remember him, but she felt like, I don't know, it just seemed like they just fell back in together when you don't even know this guy. Yeah. I gave this 3 stars, but I'll put the whole Royal series, the name of the books and everything in the description below, and I also put the novella down there just in case you want to check this out. And this is a YA romance dealing with rich spoiled kids. Yeah, that's why the first 3 books, yeah, they were doing too much, like they were running the school. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into yeah, the first 3 books, yeah, I did read the first 3 books. It held my attention, but it just doing a lot in this series. But it's a YA series. It's on young rich kids, spoiled rich kids, getting their way and stuff like that. But the 4th and 5th book are going to be on Easton Royal and Harley Wright, and the first 3 books were on the 2nd oldest son, and the 4th and 5th book are going to be on the 3rd oldest son. And then, like I said, they also had a set of twins. I don't know if they're going to write a book for the twins or not, but if they do, I probably want to go back and read those. I just wanted to finish up this, since I had finished the 4th book. I at least wanted to go finish the 5th book, and I gave it a 3 star, and I gave this a 4 star. And next I went to some historical. This is Ecstasy Triumph by Eugenia Riley. And this book right here, this had a lot of a lot going on, and the I think this is the one. I think the female name is Emily, and the male character name is Edgar Ashland. And she meet him when her parents have been killed by, I think they were killed by Indians or something, and she kind of like out of it. And then I think he's in the military. They come there to try to get the people to leave, and she's there with her grandmother. Her grandmother can't get her to leave, and so he come over and try to help. And yeah, he's one of the one who just don't take no for an answer or whatever. And he was having like sexual thoughts about her when she was I think she might have been 16 or 17. Yeah, he was doing the most. He was over the top in this one. I was like, but I did finish it. And him and her don't get along when they first, like I said, they first meet, and she won't listen to him, and he trying to help her, and she's out, she's half out of it. And then he ends up like kissing her because he's attracted to her when she's like 16 to 17. And he ends up kissing her and taking her and throwing her over his horse, and just taking her out of it because she's fighting him because she don't want to leave her family's grave or anything. But he told the grandmother to go ahead on, and he'll bring her. And he finally ends up catching up with the grandmother and putting her in the buggy, like throwing her in the buggy or putting her in the buggy. And that's their first meeting, because ever since she didn't like him. So as she get older, and then I guess that was the prologue of it. So so when the book finally starts, it's going to be with her and her grandmother. Well, her at her grandmother's house, and you find out that her grandmother has passed away, and the banker come there because, of course, her grandmother didn't let her know that they didn't have any money to pay on this house that they were renting or buying. And he come there and get ready to throw her out because he want to sell the house to this other guy. And of course, the guy going to end up being what his name is, Edgar Ashland's nephew. So, but she don't recognize his name or anything because the guy tell her his name, and he want to help her out. And so he gonna end up taking her back to their plantation. And yes, this is set on a plantation. Yes, this is dealing with some slave. They're gonna have slave there, but you don't see the slave. You mostly see the house slave. It don't really get into slavery. It's just gonna be all about Edgar and Emily going back and forth. This is him forcing her to marry him, and it was a lot going on. Some non-consent going on in here. I finished it. You know, I don't give anything less than a 3-star, so I gave this 3 stars. If you want to check it out, just know that it's a lot of non-consent going on in here, because she be saying no, and then I hate those females who be saying no, and then, you know, they act like their body saying yes, no. No. I just gave this 3, and this Ecstasy Triumph by Eugenia Riley. Yeah, this one didn't do it for me. I did finish the book and everything, but by Victoria Thompson. And I like Victoria Thompson. She's the one who wrote the that series that I was hooked on there for a minute, the historical series. What was the series? The Gaslight series. I think this is the same female. They don't have a picture of her in here. Did they have a picture of Eugenia Riley in here? Nope, no picture. So this is Victoria Thompson. She wrote the Gaslight Mystery. I think this is the same lady that wrote the Gaslight Mystery. And this is a Western. It's dealing with Dusty Rhodes and Patricia Bradford. When I heard Dusty Rhodes, do y'all remember wrestling? From way, I'm finna tell my age now. They were way back when they used to do wrestling on like your regular TV in Memphis, if you were from the South. And they used to have a wrestler, and his name was Dusty Rhodes. When I thought that's what I thought about that wrestler, Dusty Rhodes. I think he had blonde hair, and my cousin would always come over to our house because we had a TV back then. We had the black and white TV, and I don't think my cousin them. Or we had just purchased the color TV when the color. Yeah, I was around when the black and white was. We just had black and white TV, and then they came out with the color TV, and we had bought a color TV, and my cousin used to come over our house to watch the wrestling in color. That's how I got into watching wrestling, because he would always come over our house and watch wrestling. And the one that was set in Memphis, I think it used to come on Channel 5, and we used to watch wrestling from Memphis, because I'm from Mississippi. And he would come over there, and that's what, that name took me back, Dusty Rhodes. But anyway, let me get back to this. Yes, this is on Dusty Rhodes and Priscilla Bradford. She has money, she's rich, and she's going to be coming from the city after her father passed away. She decided that she needs something new, so she's going to apply to be a school teacher out west, and she's going to end up coming out west, and that's where she's going to meet Dusty, because Dusty has been sent to pick her up from when she arrives in town off the stagecoach. He's going to be there to pick her up, but he's going to see her standing there, and he's just going to let her stand there. I don't know why he let her stand. I forgot what he said. He was letting her, because she looked like she was uppity or something. You know how she high class because she coming from the city or whatever. And that's going to start them going down that road of, you know, they not going to like each other, because she find out that because she see him standing there, but he never says anything. Then she find out that he's the one supposed to take her out to the ranch. Yeah, I would have been mad too. And so it's going to go from there. And yeah, you know, when you don't like each other, enemies to lovers, that's what this is going to be, because first they're going to be fussing and stuff, then that thing, you know, they're going to be going at it with each other. But I enjoyed it. I gave this a 3.5 star, and this is Texas Treasure by Victoria Thompson. Enemies to lovers romance. You got the rich girl coming out to the west to teach at this school on the ranch. It's a ranch. They got the ranch out there, and they need a school teacher, and she's going to I think Dusty is like the foreman over the ranch, so falling for the foreman. And this is, and then the last book I read was Mr. Malcolm's List. I think I mentioned I wanted to see the movie first, but I never did get around to watching the movie. So I read the book. This is on Mr. Jeremy Malcolm, and what is her name? Selena. And this all starts when Jeremy Malcolm come up with a list of all what he's looking for in a wife, or a wife that he wants to meet. Because, you know, back in them days, you go to parties and you meet the guy. As you come of age, you have your coming out party, and you go to party, and then you, back in the day, women just looking for a man to marry. So he got a list of what he wanted in a female. And one of these females that he had took out, she thought that, you know, he might was going to propose or whatever, but he never did come back and take her out again. So she done got mad at him. And that's when, and she's also found out about this list that he's got. And Jeremy has this friend who's also a friend or a cousin to the woman that he never did go back to see again. And I think he must have mentioned this list that Jeremy had. So when she finds that out, oh, she out for revenge. So she sent a letter to one of her schoolmates, who is Selena, and tell her that she want her to come. You know, she making it seem like she want her to come for a visit, and she can stay and they can go to parties together and stuff like that. So when Selena get there, she find out it's a whole different thing. She want to set Selena up, and they gonna have her set up everything he wants on this list. That's what they want to have Selena do. And so if Jeremy fall for her when he want to propose or anything, and that's when she wants Selena to tell him that Selena has a list too, and Jeremy don't meet none of her qualifications on this list. So we're gonna go from there, because of course, you know, Selena and Jeremy gonna fall for each other, and then Jeremy gonna get upset when he finds out what's going on. And because Selena gonna try to tell, because Selena did tell her that she didn't want anything to do with, when she found out that she was falling for Jeremy, she did tell her friend that she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to have nothing to do with that, and she backed out. But her friend just kept on going with the whole situation, and her friend ends up dressing as Selena. And so when Jeremy proposes, it's Selena that he proposed, not Selena, it's her friend that he's proposing to, and her friend go ahead with the plan and tell him that, you know, you don't meet none of my qualifications. But then when Jeremy found out all this, even though Selena tried to tell him she didn't have anything to do with it, he still get mad at her. But he got on my nerve for that. So it was a lot of misunderstanding going on in this book, and I only gave this 3 stars. It didn't do it for me. I wanted more relationship between her and Malcolm, because it was just mostly them going to balls, and you didn't have that intimate of them talking to each other alone intimately too much. It just was them going to balls and discussing different things. It was something missing. It was something missing in this book for me, and I was like, this got made into a movie? Okay. But that's Mr. Malcolm's List. If you read this, did you enjoy it? I gave it a 3 star. It was okay. I finished. It was one of those books that I could have put down and went on with my day and never thought about it again. And, you know, this book didn't make me want to come back and read it again, because it had some great stuff going on, or finish reading it. I could have put this down and went on, but I finished it. It was only like 200 and some pages. 237 pages. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars. Mr. Malcolm's List, a historical. And I'll let you see what I'm reading on. I got off my TBR again, because the book that I'm reading, it was not on my TBR. I added it to my TBR. Let's see here. I'm reading Allain. I think I mentioned before that I wanted to check this out, by S.E. Wendell. It's going great so far. I'm on page 200 and... what page am I on? I think I wrote that down too. I'm on chapter 20, and I'm on page 263. So hopefully I will finish this pretty soon. I think I don't know how many pages in here. Maybe 300 or 400 pages. So it's going great so far. Hopefully it continue to go great, because I did enjoy the first book in the series, and that was Halfling. I gave that 4.5 stars. So hopefully this will turn out to be a 4.5 star or 4 star. And this is Allain by S.E. Wendell. This is book number 2 in the Monstrous World series. Well, guys, that's all I have for now. Until next time, like I said, I will be coming back with a wrap-up at the end of September. Hopefully, I can get a few more books in before September is over with. And until then, keep reading those romances, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.